Let's talk about this. Supply and demand. You know, I hear this from the people on the right. Well, fast food and low skill jobs shouldn't get paid anything because that's a high school job and that's meant for high school kids. And you're supposed to work like 80 hours a week to pay for your life to be able to exist. And then you have to go in school on top of that, basically. Like, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these people think that, on the right, that this is like in the old days when you can just work one job and survive. They don't understand how expensive it is to survive out here on your own nowadays. And they think that like fast food jobs, I've said this before, are basically only open from, when school gets out until like 9 o'clock at night and only on the weekends. I guess they don't think that, adults work during the day and in the morning opening these places up. We don't have robots doing these jobs. Yeah, we don't live in an environment. It's not, there's so many people that are out of touch with reality, the right and the left at this point. You can't work if you have no skills. You can't get skills if you're having to hustle so damn hard just to sustain your life. And I mean, honestly, do you want homeless people making your food? Why are fast food jobs so expensive? Why does it cost so much for fast food? Why? A big demand. Like, back in the day when these fast food jobs were created, um, people didn't go out to eat at fast food all the time. Well, nowadays, it's a huge industry. And they don't treat their employees right. They don't pay for shit. They don't give them health care. They don't give them vacation days. They don't even like to pay them overtime. Um, what happens? The government has to subsidize these people's lives. They get Medicaid or Obamacare because the employer doesn't pay them enough or give them enough benefits. I think it's ridiculous at this point, with the whole benefits thing. I think that like if you make under a certain amount for the year or whatever, then you should have access to like basic healthcare services provided by the government at this point. I'm seeing people that don't really um, contribute to society at all, and they get free healthcare, and then the people who actually do the work get shit. Um, I'm not talking about people on disability. There's people or old people or kids. There's plenty of people who are on welfare who work the system so they don't have to uh, uh, so they can stay on welfare or whatever and keep their benefits. We need the biggest problem in our country is the welfare. That's that's where most of our expenses go, whether it's Social Security or Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, SNAP, all this stuff. You look at our national debt, you see our budget for our military. Yes, it's a huge budget for the military. I get it. That's a different debate, like cutting that, but like, just look at it. You wonder why we have 7 trillion we owe when our budget is like 4.5 trillion. Um, Most of that goes to welfare, whether it's here, which I'd rather, if we're going to pay welfare, I'd rather it be Americans than um, other countries. Like foreign aid, like I'm sorry, like you figure it out, man. That you're not a part of America. Stop giving our resources to everybody else. If they have to like slowly cut these, it needs to end. Like, you're done. This is what should be happening to people that are on welfare, that who are able-bodied. Like, for new people who try to apply for welfare, like what they need to understand, we need to come out with a law that says, hey, listen, you know, we're going to like, don't be having kids with people irresponsibly. Like, you need to start being responsible. A lot of it is single moms. I mean, honestly. And, back in the day, it was a lot of guys leaving their wives, leaving their significant others or being deadbeat dads, but things have changed in the society, and there still is that, but like there is a huge amount of women who just like are bored and they're like, I'll just go on welfare or whatever, and then the society can sustain us. Well, I mean, it's going to become slim pickings because the people you're going to rely on to sustain you are taxpayers are going to have to like they're actually working jobs and their taxes are going to go up huge so they can't even survive to pay for people who aren't contributing anything to society. What do you think those people are going to do? They're going to stop working, they're going to revolt, and they're going to fucking kill these people on welfare. I'm just saying, like, that's where shit's headed. That's where there will be a revolt. I don't know. I hope not. I hope we can figure this shit out. I hope robots save us. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping robots save us. I don't want that to happen. I'm not advocating for that to happen, but if you look at our finances, we are going to have an economic collapse. I'm hoping that Trump can do something. I'm hoping that he can do something and flip this ship around. But the way we were going, business as usual, we were going to go off a gigantic economic cliff that would have been worse than the Depression. It would probably result in like a Mad Max, some type of hybrid of a purge situation where people would say, fuck it, I'm done. Okay. Now, let's talk about the farmers. Like the farmers, okay. The pay, $11 an hour, working, 11 hours a day, 6 days a week. Obviously, they're not getting paid, right, to live. And just depends on where you work, where you live. I mean, obviously, $11 an hour goes a lot farther in somewhere like Mississippi as opposed to somewhere like California. So, like, I can understand the federal minimum wage, not going up too much. Obviously, it needs to go up something because, like, what's going to happen is, we have all these illegals here. Obviously, the Democrats wanted them to come here, and now they're pushing hard for them not to leave. So this gives companies incentives to only pay them that much. So how can I compete with that? So, like, you have to bump up the minimum wage, the federal minimum wage. It doesn't have to go up to 15, but it definitely needs to go up to, like, at least 11, 12. I mean, I think that the states should have it. There should be a federal minimum wage, like a base, like, kind of low. Like, $7.75 is absolutely ridiculous at this point. It hasn't even gone up since, what is it? 09 or something like that. And this shows you right here, like, these people are making $11 an hour doing this slave labor, and our federal minimum wage is $7.75. Obviously, these people in Congress don't do their fucking job, and that's why I'm saying we should just fucking get rid of them at this point. Like, just, you don't represent us. We can direct vote on everything ourselves. Anyway, I've already said this shit before, but but from the left, it's like they want slave labor. You know what I mean? What was I gonna talk about with this? 11. Okay, yeah. So if we get the illegals out of here, this causes a shortage, kind of like during the French Revolutionary War when they had bad crops and they didn't, there was huge inflation on bread and people couldn't eat. Well, guess what? If you want blueberries, nobody's picking them. You're going to have a lesser supply that comes out here, so the prices will go up. Well, you know what's going to happen is if that farmer wants to stay in business, he's going to up his prices to get he's going to pay people more money. So instead of paying someone $11 an hour, he's going to want to pay somebody $20 an hour. And he's just going to up his prices and put it on the consumer. And if you don't want to pay those prices, then you don't buy that product. Or guess what? You can grow shit yourself. So it's kind of like, it's just like in a ridiculous type of argument on both sides. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff can be corrected, and it's not being fucking corrected. You know, me personally, it's kind of like if blueberries are on sale for 99 cents or whatever for a little thing, well, guess what? They're probably going to be $10 an hour. Then I guess you don't really need them that much, do you? Is it really that essential? Well, then if it's really that hard for you to afford them, you either don't buy them or something else goes. Like you don't buy something else. It's like this is what we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, being fucking low bottom barrel people of this society who are the working class, who bust our fucking ass. I fight for and the poor people on welfare. Like I understand the people who are on welfare. Like I don't hate people on welfare. My thing is we have to reform the fucking system before it fucking collapses on itself. That's my thing, and it's going to collapse. This is why it's going to collapse. We owe 36 trillion in national debt, and then you throw 100 trillion on top of that with future liabilities, which a big portion of that, not all of it, obviously, there's a big chunk of that that's going to boomers who are going to retire, and you don't have people to fill these jobs in the future. So we're going to have, if you want to keep this shit going, we're going to have mass immigration that's going to destroy the culture of America. America is going to become like a third world country in the future unless we fucking nip this shit in the butt. Our debt is just too high. And it's just ridiculous. The bottom line is a lot of these, I could be wrong. I don't think that these major companies, I'm not saying like small businesses or whatever, but I don't think these big companies are like struggling. I just think that I've seen it myself. They always want to take from the bottom. They never take from the middle. They always take from the people who produce everything. They don't take from mid management. They never make them have I can't think of the word. It's always the bottom people because there's more of them, so they assume. But it's just like the people in the middle aren't doing shit. A lot of these people in these office jobs, most of their they're not busting their ass. And then it's like when you're getting paid and you don't have any other incentives, like you're getting paid like an hourly wage, and you don't get incentives to work harder. So let's just say like you get paid an hourly wage to unload a truck, okay? Well, it doesn't matter how fast I unload it because I'm not getting paid extra. I'm the only way I'm going to unload it fast for an hourly wage is if just for my own personal ego. I did it really quick, or maybe I don't want to work so many hours or something like that. I want to get the hell out of there. This is what, like, hourly wage. We need to get out of the idea of hourly wage. We can have like a baseline platform, kind of like waitresses. How they don't make shit, like they make like 2 something an hour. Like, I don't know about now, but they have like a baseline pay that these people get paid, which isn't enough to survive, obviously. But it's like these people rely on on tips, and if there's no customers, then like you don't want to just sit there and not get paid. Like your time is valuable too. But there's not a lot of incentives for people to want to work harder if you're on hourly pay only. That's, what I mean? So it's just like it serves its purpose in the day, and there's nothing. They're not coming out with anything new. There's no like Ford, when they came out with the work week of the 40 hours a week or whatever. I think they went to like $5. I don't know how much they were paying an hour back then, but like that was a huge jump, a huge shock to the system, and everyone wanted to start working for them because it was a good job to work for. Like they got paid really good back then, and they didn't have to work a ton. Um, we need something like that. We need companies to come out and be like, we need to invest in our people. Why am I going to be loyal to a company who isn't loyal to me? They're not loyal to me. They don't care about me. So why am I going to be loyal to them? You know, like, if a lot of companies probably look at my resume and they say, well, you worked this place for like 11 years, and then like you had all these jobs, you know, you worked for like a year or whatever, then you quit, and you found another job. And it's like they look down at that. Like, I think that's a good thing, man. I learned some different skills, like, but they look at it like, you're not fucking loyal and you're gonna leave this place. Like, why would I leave this place? Is this why, 70%, this is probably an old statistic, but 70% of people who leave their jobs is because of their bosses or shitty bosses. They don't leave the job because the job sucks, because they know whatever other job they go to is going to suck too, and they're going to hate it as well. Like, this isn't our passion. This isn't something that people grow up and they're like, I want to be a fast food worker, or I want to be a fucking plumber. Like, how many people like want to work with shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people want to, like, when they're dreaming about the future, they want to, like, I want to clean out fucking sewers. It's a job that needs to be done. It's a job that should be compensated very well and probably not looked down on, considering, do you want to fucking do that job? No. Like, you probably shouldn't look. Do you want to crawl through a crawl space and there could be like poisonous spiders or fucking snakes down in there? Like, do you want to fucking do that shit? No. Like, that's why you want to pay these people to do this shit. Like, this society is going to collapse if we don't make major changes. And this is why I voted for Trump, because I want to see major fucking changes. And if the Democrats are going to block everything, and if the courts are going to block everything, or nothing's going to fucking change, then we're going to collapse. And you're going to have massive revolutions. It's going to happen. Gen Z is lack of empathy, and they will fucking revolt. And they're going to revolt hard. Do you want a French-style revolution? Do you want a Haiti-style revolution? That can never happen here? Okay, you're fucking delusional. I'm sure the people in France, the people who are sitting up top, Marie Antoinette never thought that, like, that could happen there. But when she was looking down, or you could hear the people screaming outside the gates wanting to fucking kill them, like, that's when they wake up. Like, this could happen fucking anywhere. The military can only do so much to protect, the police can only do so much to protect. We have way more citizens than the military and the police. If people fucking rise up, man, there's nothing that old people can do. The youth are the ones that get to dictate the fucking future. And they're not fucking happy. So you might want to start fucking thinking about them and trying to make things fucking better. Nobody, the only one that's trying to fucking come up with solutions is Trump. A lot of people just want, hey, we'll just keep on going. Like, nothing, like, we're not going to fucking change shit when everything is evolving so quickly in our society. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I guess I'm fucking stupid. Like, I'm told constantly I'm fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just because I'm not some expert in one area. We'll see though. Maybe, I hope I'm not fucking right. I hope that we can change shit. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want that shit to happen. And that's why I'm just like out here saying, this is my observation. I'm connecting fucking dots. I'm looking at history, how humans have behaved in history, how, like, we haven't evolved much past back from people back in the day. We're still very animalistic. We're still very emotional. Like, this is what drove the plebs to fucking massacre the elites in the French-style Revolution and the Haitian-style Revolution. Like, and America was founded on revolution. I don't know. I'm just saying.